Coming up on this week's Travel Show.
This place is a real fiesta. Wow, look at this.
Something so exhilarating watching horses run. Look at these guys. Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Travel Show with me, Rajan Datar. Now, this week we're taking a break from being on the road to look back at some of our favourite stories from the past few months. Now, this summer has seen record temperatures here in London and in other parts of the world. Some airlines and airports struggle to cope with so many of us wanting to travel again, and sometimes it does seem that the price of just about everything has gone up. But that hasn't stopped us from bringing you some of the best travel stories from around the world. And we've been joined by a new member of the team too.
How do I have so much stuff? How am I gonna fit all of this in that tiny little car?
Back in July, we welcomed top travel vlogger Eva Zubek to the team and wasted no time in sending her off to Mexico to find out more about a simple but effective way of cleaning up the country's waterways with the help of tourists.
This week, I'm in the ancient wetlands of Xochimilco in the south of Mexico City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the country's must-see destinations. This sprawling network of canals was first built by the Aztecs and stretches over 180 kilometers. Not surprisingly, the area now attracts masses of tourists every year. Check out all these amazing boats, they're so colorful. These are called trajineras. I'm here to meet Carlos Diaz, one of the best tour guides in town. But this isn't your typical sedate trip along the river.
I was honestly expecting to go on a quiet little boat ride, but this place is a real fiesta. They were stuck in a traffic jam of like 10 different boats. Tourist boats, shop boats, floating band boats. Oh look, there's mariachi.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Away from the joyful chaos,
Push like this?
Yeah.
I want to talk to Carlos about life on the canals. That's if I can keep us dry, of course.
How important is tourism to Xochimilco?
Sí, alrededor de 3.500 familias dependen directamente del turismo. Pues principalmente son los remeros, los artesanos y los planteros. Estaba en las trajineras, mi papá me traía y lavaba las trajineras. Es un negocio familiar que tiene una tradición de más de 100 años.
How has the area changed in that time?
Las casas que se construyen alrededor afectan los canales. Entonces generan contaminación. La gente viene a vivir a la zona chinampera y empieza a construir casas. El drenaje lo construyen hacia los canales. Y otra cosa que afecta mucho, y ahí hay que comentárselos a los turistas, arrojan la basura al canal, ¿no? Entonces eso también provoca contaminación.
Professor Rodriguez Vasquez has been monitoring this pollution and it's pretty plain to see why this situation is getting worse.
Well, this isn't the most beautiful spot in Mexico City, is it?
Yeah.
Can you tell me exactly just how badly the water is contaminated here?
Well, it's very highly contaminated with pathogens, chemicals, pesticides, hormones, and human waste also.
Wow.
Yeah, and here we have a lot of places like this.
So this is not the only drain like this in Mexico City?
No, we have a lot.
Oh, wow.
Not only does this pollution contaminate the water, but the dangerous pathogens can also evaporate into the air and be absorbed into the crops that are grown in the wetlands.
You know, the moment you leave behind the super busy embarcaderos of Xochimilco, it feels like you enter a completely different world. There's so much wildlife here, so much greenery, it's just so serene.
Luckily, my friend Professor Rodriguez Vasquez may just have identified a simple but effective solution. In a rather basic-looking lab in the wetlands, her team have invented a system that produces tiny bubbles called nanobubbles, which can be pumped into the polluted water.
How does the science behind this actually work?
Yeah, we create the nanobubbles with solar energy. So these nanobubbles can attack or can destroy the contaminants.
As well as tackling the pollution, these nanobubbles also help to oxygenate the water, breathing life again into the waterways. And what's even more encouraging is that this simple but effective technology can be used on trajineras, so the tourist boats can be a part of the solution in the fight against pollution.
That's the button that starts it all.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Ready?
Yeah. You can see the nanobubbles.
Oh, it's working! That's so cool. You know, it's amazing to think that this piece of tech is actually cleaning the canals as we speak. Amazing, hey?
What these projects across the wetlands hopefully show is that with a bit of creativity and collaboration, tourists can play a key role in helping to maintain stunning places like this. And that's got to be good news.
New member of the travel show team, Eva Zubek there, reporting from Mexico. Now, as I was saying before, summer 2022 was one of the hottest on record across many parts of Europe. And Spain and France were just two of the countries that saw devastating forest fires break out as a result. None of them, though, were as widespread as the fires that affected the Greek island of Evia in July 2021. And a year on, we sent Addy to find out how it's been recovering.
Been sent some pictures of the place that we're on our way to right now, and it looks lovely. It looks really lush and green and fertile. But I've been told since the fires have hit this whole area, it now looks very different. And even looking out the window, I mean, look at that. Just as far as the eye can see, all you're looking at is burnt trees. It's really sad. Andriana and Pantelis work for Trekking Hellas Evia. They used to take tourists on hikes through these once stunning forests.
And it looks like our path is blocked. I don't think we've got any more routes. I mean, it's astonishing.
I remember seeing it from the television, from the news.
I remember watching it on the TV.
I was feeling it was a fake news. I couldn't realize that this is really happening. I was thinking it can't be true.
How much of this area was damaged by the fire?
Well, in numbers, it was 500,000 hectares. You can consider it as even bigger than Athens, the city of Athens.
So an area larger than the city of Athens
Yes.
was burnt by the fires?
Yes. I mean, even teams, firefighters from other countries had to come here to support us, bringing planes, helicopters, trucks, in order to try to stop the fire.
My next stop on the island is animal sanctuary Ranch Eros. Before the fires, it was a home to horses and donkeys, and children could visit for riding lessons. Look at these guys, wow! Something just so exhilarating and majestic about watching horses run. I had a chance to see the extent of the damage the fires have had on the land here in this area. But now I want to see what sort of impact it's had on the lives around here. What was it like before the fire?
It was a paradise. It was a paradise. It was calm. It was a forest. It used to be a forest with so many trees, green.
Now I can see in your eyes, you know, how emotional it is, and it must have been a really difficult time. What was it like when the fires were raging here, and what did you do?
We knew the other villages was completely burned, so we knew that we just look at the place for the last time, and we go.
I was thinking, are we gonna get out alive? Because everyone was living by car, and we were on foot with 6 horses and 2 donkeys.
As the fires raged through the night, the animals broke loose and ran away.
We lost them.
You lost them?
Yes, because we were just 4 people, us 2 and 2 friends that came for help, and the others escaped.
When it was finally safe to come back, it was with a heavy heart.
It was very difficult to come inside this place because all the trees was burned and down. So there was no entrance, nothing. But they were here all together. They went away to survive from the fire, and then they came back here, and they just
Waiting.
when you're so unhappy, suddenly you're happy. So they are alive. We are alive.
Adi, in Evia in July, a year on from those truly devastating forest fires. Now stay with us, because still to come on the Travel Show, we're looking for ancient Roman ruins on Spain's Mediterranean beaches.
I can't believe I'm holding in my hand a piece of jewellery from thousands of years ago. That is amazing.
And playing Mahjong in Hong Kong.
Because this is really
The huge sand dunes of southern Spain are some of the largest in Europe, and yet they remain relatively unknown, even amongst the most well-explored travellers, with even fewer people aware of the treasures concealed beneath their moving sands. I'm meeting Eddie Pitcher, a writer and travel journalist who specialises in uncovering hidden places. And she's going to guide me off the beaten track on my mission to learn more about the living sand dunes of southern Spain.
Eddie, where are you taking me today? So we are taking the wild way to Bologna Beach. And we can see that this is the way because we've got knotted beach grass here. There are no signs, so I said it was a wild way.
I'm definitely glad that Eddie's here to show me the way on this one.
Wow, look at this. There you go, so you've got your desert dune there.
Wow.
This is the Bologna sand dune, one of Spain's largest sand dunes, standing at over 30 metres high and 200 metres wide. All concealed within the Estrecho Nature Park, one of Cadiz's most unspoilt and off-the-beaten-track areas.
made it! We did it! Probably the best way to think about this coastline, which is endlessly shifting down the centuries, is as a living sand dune. And now with climate change, the winds are getting stronger and pushing with them these dunes.
So they're really moving.
Yeah, exactly.
These dunes are being battered by hurricane-force winds, forcing them inland and revealing some remarkable hidden history concealed below.
If you think about it in terms of history, this is a melting pot of cultures. You've got Africa, you've got Europe, you've got all of the Mediterranean, and then the travels across the Atlantic. And all of those peoples have left their vestiges, their archaeological sites along this coastline, which have been kept perfectly intact down the millennia.
My next stop is Cape Trafalgar, 60 kilometres down the coast from Bologna, where archaeologists from the University of Cadiz have just discovered some remarkable ruins thanks to these moving sands.
Inicialmente solamente se veía la parte superior de dos piedras, el resto estaba bajo la duna.
So when you discovered and realised it was a tomb, you must have been preparing to find some bones in here, right?
So excavate here is very similar to excavation in Egypt tombs, and the sand preserves very well the bones. So the state of preservation of the tomb, of the bones, the records is excellent. We have an arrowhead, tiene 4.000 años de antigüedad. Copper pendant.
I can't believe I'm holding in my hand a piece of jewellery from thousands of years ago. That is amazing.
Por último,
a bead.
Las dunas tienen un problema. Gente del equipo decía, si no fuera por las dunas, tendríamos aquí 15 o 20 tumbas. Y por otro lado yo les dije, gracias a las dunas, las tumbas están tapadas. Es decir, sabemos que aquí en el tómbolo de Trafalgar estaba la necrópolis, la ciudad de los muertos. No sabemos cuántas tumbas puede haber debajo de estas dunas, ¿no? De esta arena. Eso es un misterio, de momento no lo sabemos, pero es una de las interrogantes que vamos a intentar resolver en los próximos años.
Krista uncovering the past there in Spain. Now in June, Carmen was also unearthing some secrets in Hong Kong. Not ancient ruins this time, but clues as to how to win the game of Mahjong. That traditional Chinese test of skill and cunning that at one time looked in danger of disappearing because young people there seemed more interested in gazing at their smartphones rather than outwitting their opponents at the Mahjong table. But as Carmen found out, the game is now enjoying something of a resurgence, so we sent her to pick up some tips.
Some say the game of Mahjong was invented by Confucius himself, others by Chinese fishermen around 1,000 years ago. But whatever its roots, it's massive in Hong Kong. It's pretty serious business, which is why I'm trying to keep my voice down. But if you can watch a game in progress, it's a great way of getting under the skin of the city. The basics are actually very simple. The winner is the first to collect 4 sets of 3 and a pair. But it still takes a bit of figuring out.
See, I get confused with the wind. It's very difficult if you don't speak Cantonese.
It's a very traditional game, played largely by older people. Take Auntie May here. It's claimed that she's the last female mahjong carver in the city. Each tile is handmade.
因為呢啲係咁多樣嘅架撐係唔同㗎。其實呢個係圓規嘅定律啊，佢係可以即係好似收縮嘅圓規。嗱，我哋轉晒啲形亦都可以嘅。咁啊，real 燈，擺晒落屋企。因為而家呢個行業已經係個夕陽行業啊。 即係好難生存㗎啦，係我哋啲上咗年紀嘅人先仲可以保存到呢一樣嘢玩咯嚇。因為而家仲有啲老人家咧，佢哋仲會打㗎，但係年輕一代咧個個都係會玩手機㗎啦。而家就已經好少話打麻雀。上咗年紀嗰啲咧，因為佢運用佢個腦筋就比較好啲咯嚇。
But there are young people here who still care about the game and are keen to teach newcomers the rules.
Only take from your left for sequence. Ah.
Yes, because this is
oh my God, so many rules. Why have I only got 10?
Because you have 3 here.
Oh, okay. Maths isn't my forte.
Okay, so I don't want this egg circle, so your turn.
I'm really not sure I'm doing this right.
Do you want this?
I don't know, I'm thinking about it.
No, you can't.
This is the Mahjong Hostel, run by Iris, who's not only a lively host, she's also a very patient teacher.
Because many people, they don't know the game until they come here. And I know many hostels, they do some board game nights or card game nights, but we like using Mahjong, yes, to play with the people. Because it's hard to learn at the beginning, but when you know how to play the game, it's fun. And you're addicted to, you want to play every night. Sometimes people, they play until very late.
But you're the youngest person I've seen on this trip playing Mahjong. Why don't many young people get into it?
People, they're more like playing video game or the phone. You know, everyone has the phone, they play the game, yes, on the phone. And in Hong Kong, we have a problem of lack of space. You need a set of the Mahjong table, get 4 people together and play. It's not easy for Hong Kong because everyone has only a very small house.
So it's not the most accessible part of Hong Kong culture, especially for the casual tourist. The rules are complicated, and quite frankly, most parlours here are not that welcoming to newcomers. But there are places that will teach you, like this hostel. And surprisingly, I'm finding it really fun.
Well, that's all for this time, but join us next week when we have something very special for you. Coming up on next week's programme, Krista heads to a windy corner of the Straits of Gibraltar to find out why the Spanish town of Tarifa has become the best place to kite surf in Europe.
Oh my God, that was so good! Oh, I loved it. You did pretty well. I loved it. It really just felt like being a kid again.
And you're not going to want to miss that, let me assure you. In the meantime, though, don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.